Maybe everyone can come little bit closer
Closure. Okay.
because those who are backside maybe. So our goal is we want to build that energy together. So if we all participate, then we will have everyone will have a good experience because bhakti is a process of experience. So we can experience the divinity. Everyone, please close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Try to have conscious breathing. Our mind will wander here and there. Please try to tell mind that for next 30-40 minutes, please give me some space. I want to concentrate. And after that, the mind have all the time in the world. But just please cooperate with me for this 30-40 minutes. So let's try to absorb ourselves in the Hari Katha because this is not just a historical reality which we are going to discuss, but it will have the transformative effect in our life, in our heart. So please repeat after me. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरये।
ततो जयमुदीरये।
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवतसेवा
भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके
भगवते उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
देवकी नन्दनाय च
देवकी नन्दनाय च
नन्दगोपकुमाराय
नन्दगोपकुमाराय
गोविन्दाय नमो नमः।
गोविन्दाय नमो नमः।
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया
ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया
चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः।
तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः।
जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य
जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य
प्रभु नित्यानन्द
प्रभु नित्यानन्द
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे
हरे राम हरे राम
हरे राम हरे राम
राम राम हरे हरे
राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे
हरे राम हरे राम
हरे राम हरे राम
राम Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare
Everyone
Hare.
together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, thank you Shilpi ji and
Naveen.
Naveen ji for inviting us for today's satsang program. So we are running the Kartik Abhiyan. So because this is a month of Kartik, very holy month. So in this month we want to bring auspiciousness to each and every house. So that's why we are coming to different houses, and then there we are doing Hari Katha as well as the Damodar Ashtak, because it is very auspicious in this month, especially to offer a ghee lamp to Radha and Krishna. So and then there will be a spiritual vibration. So and then this can be the start, and then wherever we are visiting, they all can carry the same energy every day in day-to-day life. Yeah. So today we have gathered to glorify the Damodar Lila, the pastimes of Krishna, which happened 5,500 years back, almost in that range. So now one may say that this is just a story, that why I should hear भगवान है बट किसने देखा है, right? This sort of logic we all have, or many people come across, and they say this is based on the belief that I believe Krishna, that's why I am doing his bhakti. Someone may believe something and then they will follow that path, but our Sanatan Dharma is not based on the belief. The other faiths, they are based on the belief, because you have to believe and then you can follow that, because there is no historical backing for that. So that's why you need to believe. But our Vedic literature or the Vedic storylines, it has historical reality, and the what Sanatan Dharma is teaching us, that spirituality is not faith based, because I believe that's why Krishna exists. It is not like that. Krishna is there. He is a supreme Bhagavan. So that reality will not change whether you accept it or don't accept it. That reality will always be there. But it is up to us that whether we can have that transformative experience in our life or not. So our Sanatan Dharma is based on the practice. So when we can appreciate the glories of Krishna, when we actually put some effort from our side to perform some service for Krishna. So now one may say, why should I serve Krishna, right? Why should I serve any god for that matter? I will just do good for other people in general, and I will be morally good, and then that should it. Why you want to put God in the in this, right? But then for that we need to little bit introspect in our life, that why we need God in our life for that matter. So if you observe, currently our problem is misidentification of ourselves. So our whole life or all our plannings, they are based on the foundation that I want to enjoy. I am this body, and I am going to live here in this world for eternity, right? That's how we plan our life, right? That I will going to stay here forever, right? But that's not the truth, because this the Bhagavad Gita teaches us that we are having three kinds of bodies. So first, this stula sharir, which is made up of pancha mahabhut. Which are those pancha mahabhut? Anyone wants to tell?
Agni,
Agni,
Vayu,
Vayu,
Akash, Jal,
Akash, and then one remaining.
Ether.
Ether. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. So our this external body is made up of these five elements, and because we are residents of earth, so that's why the earth element is the strongest in our body. So, and besides this external body, we also have the inside, which is called as a sukshma sharir, subtle body, which is made up of three elements: mind, intelligence, and false ego. So man, buddhi, ahankar. So Krishna is telling in the it's telling in the 7th chapter of Gita that these 8 elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego, these 8 elements, bhinna prakrutir ashtada. So these are manifestation of the prakriti. So we have not created these elements. We have not created earth, water, fire, air, ether, right? So these are all prakriti, external energy of Krishna. And then that's how we have received this. And so our mind is not ours. It is a temporary existential reality which we are having. So what is our main identity? So our main identity is we are spirit soul, we are atma, atmas. So that is our real identity, that is who we really are. So now you say uh, why it is like this, then so for that I will ask you very simple question. Does any one of you here wants to get disease in your life?
No.
No, right? Does anyone wants to get old?
No.
Right? Whole cosmic cosmetics is running on that, right? Does anyone wants to die basically?
No.
No, right? So this is a very natural to us. You ask any person, no one wants to suffer basically in the life. So have you ever introspect that why we have this thought process in common? Everyone, why everyone wants to become happy in our life?
Everybody want to enjoy.
Yeah, that's there, but the main thing is the reason why we don't want to die, the reason why we don't want suffering, old age, disease, death, the reason for that is because that's how we are. So as a atma is a satchit ananda, eternal, full of bliss and full of knowledge. So because that's our constitutional position, that's our original situation, that soul never dies. So the death process is just a transmigration from one species to another. It's like changing of cloth. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani gruhnati naropayani yatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani sanyati naropayani. So Krishna explains in 3rd chapter of Gita that the process of death is like changing the how we change our clothes. So similarly we change these bodies, right? So then we have food, right? We like certain foods, and how we consume that food through our senses, right? So we have uh, 5 knowledge acquiring senses, different indriya so bolte hain. So via these senses we are trying to enjoy the resources of this world, and then who is dictating these senses is the mind. So mind is like a manager. So who is managing these 5 senses? Who is giving the signal that okay, so you want to eat something special, then do this, and then the senses get activated. And then who is basically the boss of mind? The boss of mind is ego, ahankar. So that ahankar, so let's say for example, I am speaking to you now. So now let's say Naveenji says very bad word to me. So then what will be my reaction? So anger or some disappointment, right? So how technically, scientifically, how it is happening? So this is just a oral frequency, it's just a sound vibration which is transmigrating via air, right? So then via my ears, so first senses comes is ear. So ear process that sound, and then mind is the manager basically. So mind passes that information to our ego, ahankar. So then ahankar decide whether this is favorable for me or not. So if this is not favorable for me, it's not favorable for my enjoyment, then mind, the ahankar, because the other senses are servant of ahankar. So the ego, and then ego says reject this proposal, and then the mind is a obedient servant of ego. So then based on the instruction of ego, mind will basically dictate to the senses that now you perform this action. So then the senses react like that. So in that way, the senses don't operate on their own, they need a dictation from mind. So the spiritual process is to tune the frequency of this mind with the super soul, Paramatma, who is sanctioning all our activities. So basically, we are the Atma. So this mind, we are not our mind, we are not our buddhi, we are not our ego, and we are also not this body. We are the spirit soul. So to perform any action, we need basically the sanction of the Paramatma. Without his sanction, we can't basically perform any action for that matter. So Paramatma gives us the facility based on the kind of balance we have. Like for example, if you go to the restaurant, you order some food, then what they will check whether you have balance in your bank balance, right? So if we have that karmic balance, then the Paramatma will create the surrounding where we can fulfill that desire, right? So similarly, so currently our mind is dictating our senses in such a way so that we just want to enjoy, perceive the enjoyment via these senses, and that's why we sometimes react in such a way that later we regret that I should not have been done like that. So then there comes a third guy in the picture in our settled world, and that is called buddhi. So buddhi is a Sanskrit word. It has no direct translation in English, but the nearest translation which we can say is intelligence. So buddhi is more powerful than the mind. So if we feed to our buddhi through our spiritual practices, through the process of sadhana. So what is the process of sadhana? So process of sadhana involves the chanting the holy name of Lord, then following the sattvic lifestyle, and based on that, what will happen? Our buddhi will become strong, and then it can dictate the mind, and that's how our reflexes will work. So the difference between saintly person and the normal person is their greatness will be re-established when they will undergo the provoking situation. So how you react to the situation? So ordinary person will react to the situation in a normal way, but the saintly person, when some challenge or provoking situations come in their life, they respond to it very differently, and that's determine whether what kind of content you are having. So our goal is to make our buddhi strong, make our intelligence strong, so that it can control our mind, it can give the dictation to the mind, and then that's how we will operate in our life. So this sadhana bhakti or process of bhakti is to make our intelligence strong, and when the intelligence is strong, so then basically the mind, which is currently is not favorable to us, because it is dragging us towards a lifestyle which is centered on me and mine, me and my own enjoyment. So that's where our mind is taking to us. That's how our thought process works. Right from starting waking up till the time we sleep, we all just dwell on the thought that I want to enjoy, I want to gather, I want to have this thing, that thing, like that. So that's how we are currently programmed. But the nature of our Atma, which is our real identity, our real nature is Satchit Ananda, and our what is the dharma of the soul. So, for example, uh, the dharma means characteristics. So, for example, what is characteristic of sugar?
Sweet.
Sweet, correct. What is characteristics of water? Liquid.
Liquid. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the normal state, right? So similarly, what is the characteristic of soul? Us. So that Vyas Maharshi, uh, he mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is his final composition, which is also called as the Vedanta Sutra. So Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us the what is the dharma of soul, and that is सवय पुंसा परो धर्मो यथो भक्तिर अधोक्षजे अहैतुकी अप्रत्ययता य आत्मा सुप्रसिद्धति. So if we want to experience happiness in our life, so you can't get that in Albertine or Lidl or Jumbo. So happiness is not present in this world. It is a byproduct. वो होता है ना इस चीज पे फ्री. So happiness is like that. It's a byproduct. But on what it is free? What's a byproduct it is? So it is a byproduct of selfless service. So this is our nature. The nature is yatha bhaktir adokshaje, to serve the Supreme Lord, to serve Krishna, and how to serve him? Ahetuki, without any consideration of my Lord, give me this, give me that, like that. Serving him selflessly. So if we are serving Krishna selflessly, without aspiring to get any other things, so that will, when we do the selfless service, then as a byproduct we get happiness.
Yes.
Otherwise, no matter how much you hanker for happiness in your life, you will never get because it is not present there. So if you forgot your key in Kronenberg station, and no matter how much with magnifying glasses you try to search it here, you will never get it because it's there, right? So similarly, the happiness is not in the things, not in having a good bank balance. It's not there in having a very exponential great career. It is there in the selfless service, and that's the food of soul. So for example, if there is a car, so the food of car is, what is the food of car?
What food eat? What food eat car?
Yes,
Fuel.
exactly.
Very good.
Fuel, right? So maybe it's a ethanol battery or or some petrol diesel, right? That's the food for car. But does car run on its own?
No.
No, right? Even Tesla is not have received that approval for self-driving, right? So it cannot operate. It needs driver, right? Without driver, car can't move. So this body is like a car. Maybe we say Tesla, but then Who is the driver inside it? That is our soul.
Soul.
Right? That is us. Who we are really, we are not this car, Tesla car. We are the
Driver.
driver inside, the owner. Let me put it this way, owner of that car who is driving it, right? So that, what about the food of the owner who is sitting inside? So that's like, so we try to feed our body with so much of good delicious food stuffs, and especially Indians are blessed with variety, but that will not going to give you the permanent satisfaction. So for example, what you like the most, what is your favorite?
Dosa.
Dosa. So Naveen ji like dosa. So if I give you 5 dosas, you will eat very happily. Then let's say Shilpi ji gave you 7th one. Then you will say, no, I'm done. And then 7th one you eat somehow. But if 8th one comes, then
I'll say
what?
thank you.
And then they force you to eat.
Yeah.
If 9th one comes, what you will say?
No, it is not tasty. I don't want.
Yeah, right? So we'll not able to handle. So the same thing which is giving us the happiness, this dosa, and it's a relative, right? So the same thing. So that satisfaction or happiness is not in the dosa, because there is a limitation which you can handle. So there is a limitation for the senses, how much it can handle the enjoyment, right? So it has the certain threshold. Beyond that, the same thing become a cause of our misery. So यही संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयो न एवते आद्यन्तु वंत कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधा. So the problem with the enjoyment in this world is, so Krishna says in Gita, is it has beginning and it has end. Adyanta vanta konteya. So it has beginning and it has end. So it is not permanent. So when this thing will taken away from us, then it will create us lot of misery, because we get attached with that. So we are discussing this part, that the main function of our Atma is to perform selfless service. So when we then serving whom? So the soul, the function of soul is to serve super soul, to serve Paramatma. So when we serve Krishna, that time the kind of happiness which we will get, that will stay forever, and it is Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrutam Asvadanam. So it is ever increasing. Yeah. So let's settle down for 1 minute.
Come.
And then we will start with our discussion again. Hare Krishna. Welcome. So we are discussing about like what is the real nature of our own, and what is our function, what is our characteristics. So our characteristic is serving the Supreme Lord. So when we serve Krishna, that time basically everybody, these 8 people, earth, water, fire, air, our senses, mind, intelligence, ego, they all get satisfied fully. So that's the speciality of serving. So no, if you serve any other person in our life, you may get some happiness, but eventually that fades away, because the next person is also not permanent, right? So over a period of time, that all the relationship will going to end somehow, because there is a time factor. Adyanta vanta konte, there is a beginning and there is a end in this world, because we all are managed by the time factor, kal, right, in this world. But our own identity, soul, is not bound by the kal. So there is no death for soul, and the nature of soul is always joyful. So that's why we seek the happiness in this world. That's why we don't want suffering, because that's our de facto configuration, that we are always joyful, full of bliss, full of knowledge. So when when we get re-established in that position, then we will experience the happiness which is permanent, ever increasing. So now with that, so now I think it's maybe clear for you that why we should serve Krishna, because that's the way by which we can be the most happy. The soul can be most, that is a food for soul, that is a food for the driver in the car. So now let's discuss this pastime of Damodar Lila. So all the kids, please try to be attentive. I'm going to ask you the questions also. There will be some objective questions also, and if you answer it, you will get small gift also. Okay. So so this pastime, this is called as Ukhala Bandhana Lila, Damodar Lila. Dama means rope. Rope in Sanskrit is called as a dama. And udara means stomach.
Stomach.
So to binding Krishna with the rope to the stomach, that's called as a Damodar Lila. So do you know on which day this pastime happened?
Somewhere in Kartik Mas.
Yeah, that's of course. Otherwise, why we are discussing? Yes, Puja ji knows it. Yeah.
Deepavali.
Yes. So this happened. This pastime happened on the day of Diwali.
Diwali.
So when there is a festival, who is having the maximum work? Ladies of the house, right? Because the man's basically we just help here and there, and then we are busy with meeting people, but all the arrangement, everything, cooking food and everything is handled mostly by the ladies. I'm saying mostly because there are few people who also helped. So there are some good husbands also. So yeah. Yeah. So basically on the day of Diwali, what happened? Mother Yashoda, because she was a queen of Vrindavan. So so then on the day of Diwali, generally what we do, we go to people's house, we greet them, and then we exchange gifts or sweets, right? So that's happened on the day of Diwali. So because there will be many people coming, because Yashoda and Nanda, they were the king of Vrindavan, the cowherd family community. So then all the Vrindavan Vasis, they will going to come and they will going to greet Nanda Maharaj. So that's why Yashoda Mata, she woke up little bit early on the day of Diwali. So usually it's before Brahma Muhurta she woke up, and then she thought, she was constantly thinking that why my Kana, why my Krishna go and steal butter in someone else's house. Today I will make the best quality butter. After eating this, Krishna will never ever think of going to other houses and steal the butter from other gopis' house. So now, with that thought, Mother Yashoda, she started churning the yogurt. So traditionally, how the butter is made is, first we boil the milk, then from the after that we make it as a yogurt, and from that yogurt comes the butter, and from that butter we make the ghee. That's the traditional way of making ghee. So Mother Yashoda, she was churning the butter, she was churning the yogurt, and simultaneously she has put like she was boiling the milk also. So now this milk was not simply A1 or A2 milk. It was the highest quality milk, Mother Yashoda, which she was feeding to Krishna. So now here are some figures. So Nanda Maharaj, he has how many cows? Anyone wants to guess? Any guess?
400.
No. You can be more liberal.
1,000.
More.
More liberal.
10,000.
100,000.
No. Yes, please.
5. No, he said billable. More.
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 He is a Nanda. He is a
He's a
king
king.
of cowherd community. So he must be having
A lot more.
many cows. Yeah. So Nanda Maharaj, he has 900,000, means 9 lakh cows
Oh.
with him. And the Vrishabhanu Maharaj, who is Vrishabhanu? He is father of Radharani. So he has 10 lakh cows. So Radharani is from rich family than Krishna. So then Mother Yashoda, she has 9 lakh cows, and then with this so out of these 9 lakh cows, she has selected 9 special cows. How many cows? 9 out of 900,000. So these were very special cows, 9 cows. So you can imagine the quality. Huh? And then she was trying to, so these cows were nursed personally by Mother Yashoda. So it was not like that because she was a queen, so she has many servants, Yashoda mother. But she wants to do it for Krishna, so it should be the best. So that's why she was personally nursing these cows, and there was a special grass which she used to feed to these cows. So only these 9 cows will get that special grass, and that grass name is Padma Gandha grass. What is name? Padma Gandha grass. So what is the speciality of this grass? It is there in its name. What do you mean by Padma?
Very superior.
Yeah.
No. It's a Sanskrit word. It denotes one flower. I give it.
Lotus flower.
Yes, exactly.
Which one?
Lotus, Kamal. So the lotus flower is also known as, it's called Padma in Sanskrit. So that grass, the fragrance of that grass is like a lotus flower. So then Mother Yashoda, she used to feed that Padma Gandha grass, which is specially nursed by her. So she used to do the entire management of that grass, and then feeding the cows, and also taking a milk from the cows. So all these endeavors, Mother Yashoda, she used to do it for whom?
Krishna.
For Krishna. And still, after having such a precious milk, still Krishna used to run to other houses and steal the butters. So that's Mother Yashoda was not able to figure out why this is happening. So on the day of Diwali, she was very determined. So with this Padma Gandha milk, she put that milk for boiling, and then Krishna woke up. And usually, what children do after waking up? What they do? Yeah,
They will take milk.
they do like this, and then they start searching. They start searching for whom?
Mother,
For
father.
their mother. Right. And this time Krishna was crawling. He was not like walking. He was crawling. So he was just hardly 8-9 months old. So then that time, so Krishna came, and then he started pulling the sari of Mother Yashoda. So just to indicate that I am here. And then Mother Yashoda was fully absorbed in churning the butter. And that time, then she saw Krishna. And as soon as she saw Krishna, her Vatsalya bhav, the love manifested in her heart, she picked Krishna, she started kissing him, and she started to observe the beauty of Krishna. So now, who is Krishna? So, we have seen many attractive things in this world, right? So and we have, in general, everybody has fascination towards whatever is attractive, right? So for example, for the kids who are football fan, if Messi or Ronaldo comes here, everyone will be like awestruck. Or for Indians, maybe if Virat Kohli comes, then everyone is like, uh, because they are famous, right? And they have the attractive personality. But the meaning of word Krishna means sarva akarshayati iti Krishna, means Hare Krishna, welcome. So we'll finish in 10 minutes this story. Yeah. Hi Shlok. Yeah. So so the meaning of word Krishna means Krishna, means sarva akarshayati iti Krishna, means a person who can attract each and every living entity. So that's the meaning of word Krishna. So that's how Krishna is, who is all attractive, no matter whoever that person is. So for example, there are so many beautiful women in this world or handsome male in this world, but at the max we can attract up the human species, right? We can't attract cows or other animals, but the beauty of Krishna is such that he can attract each and everything, even the inanimate things, because in the form of Brahman, Krishna is there. He is holding this universe. Gama vishyacha bhutani dharayam mojasa pushnami chaushalim sarva somo bhutva rasatmaka. So he is the source of that gravitational force, Gama vishyacha bhutani, who is basically driving this entire universe, who is holding. That's how this universe is floating in the air. So that gravitational force is Krishna himself, and he is present in every item, every atom. We know the proton, neutron, electron, but who is binding? What is that binding factor between this proton, neutron, electron? So that binding energy is called as a Brahman, and that supreme Brahman is Krishna. So Krishna is most attractive person. That's why he is called as a Krishna. So who has the infinite capacity to attract our hearts. And in our life also, when we are most attractive,
When we are young.
when we are when we are child,
Yeah.
then there is no debate, because in general all the children are very attractive and they basically charm our heart. When we become young, then it becomes maybe for the opposite gender it might be, but still it's not universal. But for the kids it's universal. So we can imagine how much affection we have for our kids. I also have a 17 months old daughter. So we get attracted to the kids beauty, because there is so much of innocence. So we are most attractive when we are child. Just imagine the supreme divinity, the supreme Brahman, Krishna, who is basically all attractive. Just imagine how much he can be attractive when he was a child. And Mother Yashoda, she had that fortune, Yashodacha Mahabhaga, she has that divine fortune to have Krishna on her lap. And she was beholding the beautiful form of Krishna. And then she started feeding milk. So she was feeding Krishna the milk. And while feeding, she was seeing the beautiful lips of Krishna, which are red like a bimba fruit. And she was having the best time in her life to see, because especially the mothers can connect with this. Feeding the children, of course not in the night at 1 o'clock, but maybe at some good time. Feeding the children is the most intimate experience. and Mother Yashoda was having that. And when this thing was happening, then what happens? That milk, which was that milk? What is the name of that milk?
Padma.
Padma Gandha milk.
Padma Gandhavan.
Ah. So that milk started spilling over
Oh.
from the stove. So then, now what Mother Yashoda should do in this case? So there is a big pot filled with the best quality milk, and she wants to make the preparations from that milk, and now that milk is spilling, and on the other hand she is having Krishna in her lap. So now, and she was beholding the beauty of Krishna, and Krishna is reciprocating with her. What Mother Yashoda should do? Yes, any guesses? Let's have it interactive, so you all also get involved. What she should have done? Practically, she should have gone there and stopped that milk from spilling. Practically, but again, due to attachment and all, probably she will have a conflict, like she may not do that. Yeah. So here there was a best experience in her life to get such a special audience with Krishna, to have intimate exchanges with Krishna, and on the other hand the milk was spoiling. So what Mother Yashoda thought in her heart? So she thought that yes, now I am having the best experience. I am seeing the beauty of Krishna. But for me, my own experience is not important. For me, the service to Krishna is important, because if I don't feed him the milk, if I don't feed him properly, then he may get sick. So for me, my service is more important than having a divine reciprocation with Krishna. So with that thought, she put Krishna aside. And then she started running towards that milk, because you don't have the eternity. The milk spills very fast. So then she started running. And then she went to the other room where the stove was there. Yeah. So by seeing this, Krishna got offended. And he became extremely angry. And his eyes become red due to the anger. And he thought that here the yogis with their thousands and thousands of years of tapasya, they are trying to have a small darshan of mine, and still I am so durlabha. Vedeshu durlabha atma bhakto. So the person who is even the durlabha, who is even difficult to catch by the Vedas, that person is with Mother Yashoda, and she is putting me aside for that insignificant milk. So then Krishna became very angry, and then he said, let me do some mischief now. So then what Krishna did is, so our kids are naughty, right? And sometimes we get fed up with them, right? And especially if you are a neighbor who is constantly complaining that keep your children in check. So it's very difficult when they are naughty. But Krishna is in excess of everything, because he is the source of all naughtiness. So then what he did, he know where it hurts the most. So he thought, let me teach now Mother Yashoda some lesson. Let me do some mischief. So what he did, so there was one stick. So with that stick, Krishna started breaking the pots of yogurt and ghee and the sweets. So Mother Yashoda, what she has done, because it's a Diwali day, many people will going to come, and then there should be some exchange of sweets and all that. So she had all the milk preparations, and she has put it on the ceilings. So they were hanging, all the matkas, they were hanging like this. So all over in the hall, all the matkas, they were hanging. so that when someone comes she can just pick and exchange the sweets or milk products. And then Krishna one by one started breaking all these pots, and then the milk, all the milk preparation, they started falling on the floor. And the floor was not like this, it's not a laminate floor, it was made of cow dung,
Cow dung over.
right? So it started falling there. And the friends of Krishna, they were always eager to play with Krishna. And then Krishna called them. So first Krishna started eating that butter, and then he called his friends who was speaking from the windows, because they were waiting when Krishna comes out and when we can play with him. So they come. So then he invited all his friends and they joined the party. And then Krishna was personally feeding this butter to all his friends. So then eventually the friends, like, they were also fully satisfied. All the Gopagan, they were satisfied. They were full with the butter. Then whom they invited? They invited monkeys,
Oh.
because monkeys were also running here and there trying to see what Krishna is doing. Because he, imagine, Krishna is all attractive. So everything in Vrindavan, everything was getting attracted towards him. So so then he invited all the monkeys, because he thought that when I came as a Ram, that time these monkey soldiers, they have really helped me, but I couldn't reciprocate with them. Now is the time for reciprocation, let me feed them this butter. So then Krishna started feeding this butter to all the monkeys. So the monkeys, they were also full. So then Krishna thought that this butter is so useless that even monkeys don't want to eat. And then they started throwing that butter on each other. So just imagine the kind of mess it would have created in the house. And when the kids throw, they don't just throw on the floor, they put all their hands here and there on the walls everywhere, right? So then all the monkeys, so Krishna was just for your imagination, Krishna was like sitting like this, and he was throwing this butter on his friend and monkeys, and they were also throwing on each other. And the monkeys, they were also doing mischiefs. And then what happens? Mother Yashoda came. And when she saw that scene, she became struck with wonder. She couldn't imagine that this much of mess, how it is possible for a kid to do so much of mess. And she saw that not only my Kana is eating, there are monkeys in my house and they are throwing this butter. And then immediately she started smiling. She thought, she come to know that, oh, I know why this is done, because Krishna is angry with me because I put her down, put him down, so that's why he is now angry. And then because of that, he has, out of anger, he has done all these mischiefs. But then she thought, no, but I am his mother. If I don't teach him, who will teach? So let me teach her lesson today, so that he will behave properly. This is not the proper behavior, not the proper manners. So then Mother Yashoda picked the stick in her hand and she started coming from behind, because door was there exactly like this. So then she was coming from behind. So Krishna is busy doing, feeding the butters to his friend, throwing on each other. And then the monkeys, they started running in fear here and there. And then they started jumping out of the window. So Krishna didn't recognize, like, he was not able to understand that just before few seconds everyone was having a good party, and now why these monkeys are in fear running here and there. And then he saw his friends and they were also fearful and they also started moving towards the door. And they, because when the children are caught, generally the friends, they go away. So all these Balak, they started to eventually get out of that scene, get out of that door. So then Krishna thought, something is really difficult, like something is happening, and then he turned back. And when he turned back, he saw Mother Yashoda with the stick in her hand. So now imagine the Krishna, by his fear, basically sun is rising every day, and giving the light to everyone. So mad bhayat yati atoyam suryastapati mad bhayat. So it's a Krishna who is managing this entire universe and who is feared by the fear personified himself, right? So that person who is most powerful, the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna, but he was extremely fearful of his mother Yashoda, who is having an ordinary bamboo stick in her hand. And he becomes so fearful that Muhu Shwasa Kampatri Rekhanka Kantha, that he started shaking, and he started crying, his lips started vibrating, his entire body is shaking with the fear. And by seeing this, Mother Yashoda, she became worried, that she thought, no, my Krishna should not be this much fearful to me. So she put away the sticks. So because by seeing that stick, Krishna was extremely fearful. So just to make him little bit calm, so she put away the sticks. And then generally, if you do any mess in the house, if you do some mischief, and if your mother caught, then what you do, children?
Cry.
What?
Cry.
Yeah, okay, you cry. And after that, what you do? So Krishna was already crying, right? And then what you do? What children do?
We'll go and hide.
Hide.
Yes. So how do you hide? Will you go walking? Then what you do?
Running.
Yes. So whenever we are caught with some mischiefs, what generally kids do? They run. So like that, so all these things which children are doing, the source of everything is Krishna. So it's coming from him. So it's all these mischiefs are also in parampara. So then then Mother Krishna was started running, and then Mother Yashoda, she was determined that no matter what happened, today I will teach lesson to him, to my child. And then Mother Yashoda, she also started running. So Krishna is running and Mother Yashoda is also running. So now Krishna, even the greatest marathon players, they can't catch Krishna. Even the yogis who can fly by the speed of mind, they can't catch Krishna. They can't catch hold of feet of Krishna. So what to speak of the Mother Yashoda? So she was trying to chase Krishna, but he was very quick and very fast. So Krishna was running and behind Mother Yashoda was running. So this go on for a long time. And then eventually Mother Yashoda became extremely tired. So then Krishna thought, okay, he felt pity on his mother and he thought, let her catch me. So then eventually after all these endeavors, Mother Yashoda, she catches Krishna. And then she thought that, okay, now I have finally catch you. Today I will teach you the lesson. So now I will punish you. And then Krishna started shaking. Krishna started crying, don't punish me, Maya. But she said, no, your cute faces will not disturb me today. So then there was a ukhala, wooden grinding mortar. Right. So she saw that grinding mortar was quite big. So she thought, let me tie now Krishna to this grinding mortar. You can see in the picture. So then she started tying Krishna to the grinding mortar. And then Krishna was crying because he don't want to get bound. So now some miraculous thing happened. When Mother Yashoda started binding, we'll be finishing in 5 minutes. So we are just concluding the katha. So please try to have the absorption. So So then Mother Yashoda, when she started tying Krishna, the rope was 2 fingers short. So because it was 2 fingers short, she was not able to tie. So then there was all the elderly gopis, they were watching this episode. Some were thinking it is good which is happening. Some were thinking no, it's not good. He's such a nice Krishna, he's our darling. So he should not be punished like this. Mother Yashoda is too harsh. Like that there was discussion going on. And then she saw that Mother Yashoda need help. So then they brought all the ropes from the Nanda Bhavan and they started tying. But still after tying all the ropes, still it was 2 fingers short. So then Mother Yashoda said, today she was determined. I want to see how much rope it takes to bind the belly of my child. So then she called all the Vrajvasi gopis. She said, bring all the ropes from your houses. So then everybody brought the ropes from their house and they tied to each other. When all the ropes are done, then they started with the clothes. Still, after a long time, still always it used to be a 2 fingers short. And then eventually Mother Yashoda, she became extremely tired. All the flowers, it fell from her hair. Her sari was loosened. She was perspiring. And by seeing that, Krishna felt pity. She said, okay, let me get bound by her. So then finally Mother Yashoda was able to catch Krishna, able to bind Krishna. So now here are the question. So what these 2 fingers represents? So these 2 fingers which was always short. So the first finger, just have attention for few minutes. So this first finger represents our efforts. And second finger represents the mercy of Krishna. So it is not that Krupa will come when we put sincere efforts. And that sincere efforts means sadhana. So when we do daily sadhana, then by seeing our sincerity in our attempt, by seeing our efforts, eventually Krishna will be pleased with us and then he will award his unconditional love to us, which will completely satisfy our soul. And the kind of happiness and the love which we'll experience, which is beyond our imagination, because we don't have that experience yet of what it means to serve Krishna selflessly, because that will completely satisfy our heart, that experience. So these 2 fingers, so that's why God will help only those who wants to help themselves, right? So in our life also we need to put our efforts, and by seeing the sincerity in our efforts, Krishna will eventually come and he will help us in and bind us. So like this, Krishna was bounded to this grinding mortar, and then Mother Yashoda then went away to clear all the mess. And then eventually Krishna thought, let me do some more mischief. So there were 2 gigantic trees in the courtyard of Nanda Bhavan. Their name was Yamal Arjuna tree. So they were very huge and they were adjacent to each other. So then Krishna, he started crawling, and when he started crawling, this wooden mortar, it also done like this, like it was fell like this. And then Krishna is going and the wooden mortar is also going. So like this it was going, and then eventually it was stuck between these 2 big trees. So now it is stuck between the 2 trees. Krishna is on the other side of the tree, and then he gently just push, and by the force of Krishna, both these big gigantic trees, they were uprooted and fall on the ground.
Oh.
And there was a tumultuous sound, and by seeing that, everyone was afraid what happened and where is Krishna. So everyone started running to the courtyard, and Mother Yashoda, she heard noise, and immediately she remembered is my Krishna safe? And she started running. And at that time, two celestial beings, two Gandharvas, they came from that trees. So they were actually the sons of Kuber, Nalakuber and Manigriv. They become, now we don't have the time to have the detailed discussion of what activities they have done, but they were because they have received so much of wealth. You can imagine the kind of wealth Kuber has, right? So he is the treasurer of the entire devatas. So the wealth is it's like unlimited as per our consideration. So because of the high position and high parenthood, these sons of Kuber, Manigriv and Nalagriv, they become extremely puffed up, and they started doing all the adharmic activities. So by seeing that, Narad Muni, he cursed them that you will become a tree and you will need to stand for 10,000 years. So then they asked for the forgiveness, and Narad Muni said that don't worry, Krishna will come and he will deliver you. So these two Gandharvas, Nalakuber and Manigriv, they become completely purified because they have received that fortune of seeing the childhood pastimes of Krishna in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, and they become a perfect being. They have received a pure love for Krishna, so they folded their hand and then they went back to their specific services in Swarga. So then all the Vrajvasis, they come to that scene, and then Mother Yashoda, she was feeling so guilty that I have put my child in a danger. And then every so Krishna immediately run towards Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Maharaj has picked Krishna in his arm. So Krishna, he's naughty as usual. So Mother Yashoda, she was crying. She was feeling so guilty. And then Krishna, purposefully, he was not looking at Mother Yashoda. He was ignoring him. So to ignore someone is the biggest insult, right? So and then she thought that my child, he's not happy with me. I have put him in the danger. So that increased her misery, and she was like crying. And by seeing that, the Brajvasi says, "Please, O Kana, please be merciful to Yashoda. Her condition is very pitiable." And then Krishna, because Krishna is a person who wants to bring the best emotions out of you. So he wants to have the highest expression of the Vatsalya bhav, the Vatsalya prem of Mother Yashoda. So that's why, uh, and the love in separation is considered as the highest. So she was experiencing that, and then Krishna, then he jumped out of the hand of Nanda Maharaj, and he ran towards Yashoda and he just hugged her. And then Yashoda, Mother Yashoda, she started again beholding the beautiful form of Krishna. And then everyone was happy by seeing Krishna happy. So that's what the Vrindavan means. Vrindavan is also called as Vraja. Vraja means movement. It's a Sanskrit word. Vraja means movement. So everything, all people, everybody in Vrindavan, their body, they are moving only with one thought of how I can provide pleasure to Krishna. They are not concerned about their own pleasure, because however we become a selfish in our life, try to enjoy ourselves, we will never able to receive the happiness or satisfaction, because being a selfish is not our original constitutional position. Our constitutional position is to serve selflessly without any consideration of return. So that's what Vrindavan is. That's what the atmosphere of Vrindavan is. And this is not just the pastime which happened 5,500 years back. Vrindavan is a state of consciousness. So if we able to cultivate that thought process, that consciousness, then we can experience Krishna now here itself in Amsterdam. So we don't need to go somewhere to experience Krishna or to experience the spiritual bliss. We can have that at present in our life. So we just need to tune our frequency with Krishna. And the best way to tune that frequency in this age of Kali is by taking the shelter of mantra. Mantra means manat rayate iti mantra, means which can control the mind. So, and the prescribed mantra for this age of Kali is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, if we chant this every day, so we can start with just a one round, 108 time. Just try to chant this Hare Krishna mantra, and while chanting, we don't need to think of any lila or pastime. We just need to hear this sound vibration, because this sound vibration is not different from Krishna, because the name of Krishna is absolute. Our name is not absolute, but the name of Krishna is absolute. So that's why when we chant this Hare Krishna mantra on a daily basis, then eventually what will happen? Cheto darpana marjanam. So it will purify our heart from these anarthas of lust, anger, envy, greed, pride, illusion, selfish desires, the hankering for achieving selfish goals. So this will go away, and then our heart will only filled with gratitude, happiness, love for each and every person, because the in the form of Paramatma, Krishna is present in each and everyone's heart. So that's actually the peace formula also. So with that, so this is our attempt in the month of Kartik, that we request we go to different houses, and so by the way, every Thursday we have the Bhagavad Gita classes in Amstelveen, in the groin of where the near Sportland. At my house we have Bhagavad Gita discussion every Thursday. The format of program is very simple. We select 5 verses, everyone studies and come, and then we have the discussion together. So it's not like the lecture, and it's a discussion. So the goal is, because we know हम बोलते हैं ना गर्व से कहो हम हिंदू है, but when we are actually Hindu or Sanatani, when we follow our culture, because the greatness of Hinduism or Sanatan culture is in its practice. It's not just being called, because then it's a superficial. But when we actually study our Shastra, study our Bhagavad Gita, then we come to know the kind of depth of our scriptures, and this knowledge is actually liberating. It has stood the test of time. There are so many novels come here and there, but the message of Gita is still relevant, and will also be relevant forever, because it is spoken by the Apaurushya. It is spoken by the Supreme Lord, who don't have the fault. As a human, we all have the fault, but the Supreme Lord don't have the fault. So please join you can, if you have the time, you can join our Thursday program. We also started Bhakti Sangam program. So there also, that's a community gathering program once a month, every Saturday. So you all can come there also. And every day you can do this. Now we will do the Damodar Ashtak, and we will offer a ghee lamp. So you all can do every day in this month of Kartik till 5 November at your home. It's very simple and easy. That will bring lot of auspiciousness. So may this Kartik be Shubha, auspicious for you, and may this Kartik bring the auspicious beginning in your life, so that we all will get that enthusiasm to serve selflessly to Krishna, and make our life perfectful, joyful, and blissful. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
So now let's start with Damodar Ashtakam. So do you have the lyrics?